is where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello. And you. Welcome in to another edition, everybody, at Brady's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. Believe me, we have so much to discuss and get to through, okay? Warner Brothers this morning, okay, told their shareholders not to go for the Paramount deal, okay? So that broke this morning. Of course, I do have updates on that, including how the president is feeling about Paramount. Yes, he has changed his mind. What a shock, right? Then, of course, Arcade One Up, which this company is so cool. You know those arcade machines that you used to see and be able to play at the arcade, CC's Pizza, and other places? You can have this in your home now. Allegedly, the company was going to shut down for good, but there is some good news on the horizon for them. We'll talk about that. Y'all, there is a lawsuit over the trademark Twitter. I thought that Elon Musk didn't give a damn or ish about Twitter. Like he said, go fuck yourself to the advertisers. He did say that at a business conference. Yes, he did. We'll talk about Twitter. Jack in the Box. Looks like they're going through some struggles, and we'll talk about that. They've been around for 75 years, but they're trying to find a new identity after investing in Del Taco went wrong. We'll talk about that. Megan Thee Stallion. I saw Clay push a man out the way to get to Megan. Of course, that was beautiful, but there is something happening with Megan. Nothing to fear, but it is in the news, and an update on Milagro-grams. Okay, we'll talk about that. TikTok, as you guys know, the deadline for the deal has been pushed back. There's an update on that. We'll talk about that. And Six Flags Magic Mountain trying to do something with Looney Tunes all of a sudden. Does that have anything to do with the deal that not Paramount, child, but Netflix and Warner Brothers did? Let's talk about higher is waiting, lower is available. But either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here in the building. Glad to have you here. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do, because we do have a lot to discuss this evening. And by the way, tonight at 8:30, in case you do not know, okay, this is huge news. The Oscars are coming to YouTube. Be here tonight at 8:30, because I think I have an idea about how this is going to go down. But let's get into it, everybody. Here we go. Right here. Here we go, everybody. So, Warner Brothers Discovery urges shareholders to reject Paramount's hostile bid. This comes to us from Deadline.com. Warner Bros. Discovery today urged shareholders to reject Paramount's hostile $108 billion takeover. You heard me correctly, $108 billion takeover. $108 billion takeover. Saying Netflix's previously accepted offer remains superior. Oh, my Lord. In a 3-page letter, Warner Bros. Discovery laid out its concerns about a number of aspects of Paramount's offer. One of its primary issues is the repeated insistence by Paramount that this offer is being backstopped by the Ellison family fortune. Larry Ellison, the father of Paramount CEO David Ellison, is a financial backer of the transaction, and as co-founder of tech giant Oracle, one of the Earth's richest men. Redbird Capital, Apollo, and three Middle East sovereign wealth funds are among the other investors in the deal. Paramount Skydance, that's what I meant to say. Paramount Skydance's most recent proposal includes a $40.65 billion equity commitment, for which there is no Ellison family commitment of any kind. The letter says, referring to Paramount by its ticker symbol. Instead, they propose that you rely on an unknown and opaque irrevocable trust for the certainty of this crucial deal funding, despite having been told repeatedly by Warner Bros. Discovery how important a full unconditional financing commitment from the Ellison family was, and despite their own ample resources as well as multiple assurances by Paramount Skydance during our strategic review process that such commitment was forthcoming, the Ellison family has chosen not to backstop the Paramount Skydance offer. Documents provided by Paramount related to the irrevocable trust. The letter added contains gaps, loopholes, and limitations that put you, our shareholders, and our company at risk. Before the battle for Warner Bros. Discovery heated up earlier this year, Warner Bros. Discovery had decided to split itself into two companies, one focused on studio and streaming operations and the other on declining cable networks. Plans call for the split to occur by the third quarter of 2026. If Netflix outdoes Paramount, Discovery Global Networks will spin off, and Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers. So, if you missed out on my live where I said that Disney and Hulu could be a Trojan horse, right, for Discovery Global, go to that live after this one, because the way I broke that down, Disney, y'all need to be calling me, because I gave a lot of game. Not like I don't give a lot of game anyway, but I gave a lot of game in that one for sure. Let's keep going. Along with the rebuff of Paramount, which had been expected, Warner Bros. Discovery also divulged new details about its mergers and acquisitions quest in a separate Security Exchange Commission filing. That document includes an extensive chronology of the deals between key stakeholders, revealing interest in the Warner Bros. Discovery assets, including Warner Brothers, HBO, and CNN, from two previously undisclosed suitors. Neither is identified beyond descriptions of them as a private holding company and global investment firm and an American media company. Now, of course, there are many private holding companies and many global investment firms, rather. And, there are some celebrities that have, venture capital firms. Serena Williams is one of them. And, of course, we heard that, NBC Universal was also ready to offer a lot of money to buy Warner Brothers, the movies and TV side of it, not the linear cable networks, because NBC Universal spun off their cable networks into a company called Versant. The America company's founder called in October to express interest in acquiring Discovery Global Networks and 20% of studios in streaming, including HBO Max, for $25 billion in cash, according to the filing. The private holding company, meanwhile, proposed combining Warner Bros. Discovery Studios and streaming division with some of its related businesses after the split of Warner Bros. Discovery. That cash and stock deal would have seen Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders owning 48% of the merged entity. While reports of other suitors, including Amazon and Apple, surfaced in recent months, the main horse race had publicly come down to Netflix, Paramount, and Comcast. After Netflix's offer was accepted, Comcast withdrew. Along with the Ellison backstop worries, the Warner Bros. Discovery Board also flagged a few other issues with Paramount's current proposal. For one thing, the difference in the competing offers, clearing regulatory hurdles, is not material, at least in the view of the board. Another concern is Paramount's goal of attaining $9 billion in synergies from the merger with Skydance last August and the proposed Warner Bros. Discovery takeover. The target is both ambitious from an operational perspective and would make Hollywood weaker, not stronger, the board said. The shareholder letter also labeled Paramount's offer illusionary. Oh my God, not illusionary. Oh my God. Because it guarantees the right to amend the offer in any respect, including amending the offer price with global regulatory approvals likely to require 12 to 18 months to be completed. Nothing in this structure offers Warner Bros. Discovery any deal certainty. The letter asserts Paramount's offer, it concludes, offers a untenable degree of risk and potential downside for Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders. Following a careful evaluation, Paramount's recently launched tender offer, the board concluded that the offer's value is inadequate with significant risk and costs imposed on our shareholders. Samuel Piazza Jr., chairman of the Warner Bros. Discovery Board of Directors, this offer once again fails to address key concerns that we have consistently communicated to Paramount through our extensive engagement and review of their six previous proposals. We are confident that our merger with Netflix represents superior, more certain value for our shareholders, and we look forward to delivering on the compelling benefits of our collaboration. Rather, hey man, give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment. There we go. Netflix co-CEOs Greg Pierce and Ted Sarandos sent their own letter to Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders Wednesday, reaffirming the merit of their $82.7 billion offer. $82.7 billion. $82.7 billion, okay? That was offered to Warner Bros. Discovery. This was a competitive process that delivered the best outcome for consumers, creators, stockholders, and the broader entertainment industry, Toronto said in a statement. Netflix and Warner Brothers complement each other, and we're excited to combine our strengths with their theatrical film division, world-class television studio, and the iconic HBO brand, which will continue to focus on prestige television. We're also fully committed to releasing Warner Brothers films in theaters with a traditional window, so audiences everywhere can enjoy them on the big screen. Warner's response to Paramount's offer, which was received on December 8th, is merely the latest step in an incremental process. Paramount is widely expected to raise its offer, and Netflix could do likewise. Regardless of who prevails in the battle for Warner Bros., the deal will go down as one of the priciest media mergers in history, will alter the entertainment landscape for an industry already reeling from thousands of job losses over the past year at major studios and networks. Let's not forget the writers and actor strikes as well, with even the once invincible Amazon cutting jobs due to artificial intelligence. There is a deeply skeptical outlook for the future Warner portfolio. These are assets, don't forget, that will have been owned by 4 different companies over the past decade. So wow. Well, I mean, listen. At the beginning, middle, end of the day, I do think that if all the companies had to, pitch, I do think that Netflix does have the room to run. And like I said to y'all in the Netflix Bros live that we did, obviously, HBO Max. I was literally talking to a coworker about this today, that HBO Max could be the home for independent artists and content creators, and Netflix could be that legacy home for, established Hollywood. I think they could do that. I think also, too, keeping Discovery Global as the only factual entertainment, unscripted reality streaming platform in the world. I think keeping that would be good. But also, too, let's not forget Warner Brothers World Abu Dhabi, that indoor theme park that's in Abu Dhabi. Imagine Warner Brothers World coming to Orlando, Florida. I showed y'all that Nickelodeon Live, where Nickelodeon Universe could be and where Warner Brothers World could be. And Warner Brothers and Nickelodeon will be getting all of Disney and Universal's money, because Walt Disney World and Universal's theme parks are outside majority of the time. So, of course, you got the Netflix house. I think it's in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, and also in Dallas, Texas. But you also have the Netflix Bites restaurant as well. So if you missed that particular live where I broke down the potential of what could be with Netflix Brothers, even though that's not the company, okay, even though that is not the company, they're not going to be changing into Netflix Bros. But let me show you that live right here in case you need to watch it. So So, of course, right now you're here with me right now. We'll talk about the Oscars on YouTube a little bit later on tonight at 8:30. But if you're looking for potentially what could happen with Netflix and Warner Bros. This is the blessing when you have your own content, you can promote your own content. You know what I mean? It's no copyright. Yes. Let me keep scrolling. Give me a moment, y'all. Okay, there we go. I was about to say. So right here, this hang on, wait a minute. Okay, this live right here, the Netflix Bros Company Breakdown Town Hall. If you want intel what could potentially be happening at Netflix and Warner Bros., click that live right there. If you want to know what could potentially happen with Discovery Global, click that right there. Okay, so these two lives definitely have a lot of intel inside them. Okay, so that y'all know about that. Let's look at some of the comments here just to see what people are saying, because we always are about the people over here. Netflix is a better buyer if, and this is a big if Netflix truly sees the value of theatrical to make their features actually premium films, as is their feature model. Their feature model doesn't work well. However, they embrace a real theatrical release for at least 20 of their movies. Their business model could take a major step forward as a global brand. Factual. Netflix deal is better for Warner Bros. Discovery, and they will get the money. Not get the money. Show me the money. Shout out to Tom Cruise. It's obvious they will say this. It is a hostile takeover after all. Exactly. Most commenters here don't understand the game. They comment about what should be, ought to be, or should be. Don't allow the dictator, Paramount control Warner Bros. Discovery. It will end the industry. Cannot deal with MAGA movies about alphas and clowns, birthing sheep in storm, forcing women to bake hot dishes and make babies. Oh my God! Oh my Lordy! No lies told. And you got MAGA state-run news from CBS News now. Just think if the Telecommunications Act of 1996 wasn't passed, signed into law, this wouldn't be an issue. That law set the wheels in motion for what we have today. For all these mergers and acquisitions, where you have 6 major corporations running most of the media outlets, thus limiting choices and killing the free market. As George Carlin said, we have 32 flavors to give us the illusion of choice. This is a raw deal for movie theaters and a win for streaming. Very well said. Very well said. And I do get what George Carlin means by 32 flavors to give us the illusion of choice. There's 32 flavors, but everybody's going to go after the flavor that they want anyway. Paramount Skydance can have ad with Discovery Global Networks as they vision a CBS News, CNN empire, plus TBS and TNT share March Madness with CBS, as well as have the Big Bang Theory on all cable networks at both ends. Yo, Quintilla, I need you to shut the fuck up. Because you are right on everything you said. I don't like it. I don't like it here, there, or anywhere. Plainly, I am. Okay. I honestly think that those networks go over to Paramount, they will be shit. Because in a article that I read here over this Virtual Live, they don't even want to invest in the networks that they got with more money. They just want to create these digital brands off of these linear platforms. It's just like, no, you're going to have to invest in new talent, new shows. You're going to have to invest in new branding, potentially rebranding, that is, too, for some of them. But heck, that's neither here nor there. But a very important point, nonetheless. Rupert Murdoch could have rejected Comcast's bid for 21st Century Fox over Disney's initial offer, the mouth breathers say. Yes, very well, he could have. This Warner Bros. Discovery action proves it. Likewise, the initial Time Warner merger as a merger of equals could have been done, as Warner Communications could have just rejected Paramount's offer out of hand. It's more likely what is more likely to pass scrutiny in the political environment. Ellison's Ally 47 his sequential bid to and eventual rejection of the Warner Brothers Discovery Netflix deal will appear like quid pro quo in every single instance. He would have been better off behind the scenes lobbying to reject the deal outright. So those are what the people are saying, right, with this Warner Brothers Discovery deal. So with that being said, check this out from CNBC. Kushner's Affinity Partners exit Paramount bid for Warner Bros. Discovery. Affinity Partners dropped out back in the hostile takeover bid by Paramount Skydance for Warner Bros. Discovery. Affinity is led by Jared Kushner, a former White House advisor and son-in-law of President 47. There's Jared Kushner. I'm disappointed. I have no feelings. I have no moral complex at all. I don't have a compass even. Like out of all the shots to give, that's the shot y'all use. Y'all are shady. CNBC, I fucking love it. Jared Kushner's firm, Affinity Partners, have dropped out the Paramount Skydance's hostile takeover bid for Warner Bros. Discovery with two strong competitors. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Not strong competitors. Oh, my. Hey, Jared Kushner said Netflix is a strong competitor. Okay. With two strong competitors vying to secure the future of this unique American asset, Affinity has decided no longer to pursue the opportunity. An Affinity spokesperson said in a statement, the dynamics of the investment have changed significantly since we initially became involved in October. The spokesperson said, we continue to believe there is strong strategic rationale for Paramount's offer. Kushner is the son-in-law of President 47. Affinity's role in Paramount's hostile bid came to light on December 8th when Paramount announced an all-cash $30 per share offer for all of Warner Brothers Discovery. The offer came days after streaming giant Netflix said it had reached a deal to buy Warner Bros. Discovery Film Studio streaming service HBO Max. Warner Bros. Plans to spin out Discovery Global, which includes a large portfolio of pay TV networks, including CNN and TNT. 47 last week said Netflix's proposed deal, which requires regulatory approval, could be a problem because how much market share Netflix would end up with. 47 said he will be involved in the process of approving the deal. There is the Warner Brothers wire tower there. The monetary value of Affinity's role in Paramount's bid was not disclosed at filing last week to the Securities and Exchange Commission by Paramount. However, the SEC filing said that in addition to commitments from Affinity and Raper Capital Partners, there was a $1 billion commitment from Technant, and an aggregate $24 billion commitment from three sovereign wealth funds from the Gulf states of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. CNBC has asked Affinity about the status of the Gulf states commitment in light of Affinity's withdrawal from the bid. So there is that there, everybody. Yes, indeed. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. And in addition to that, y'all, check this out, child. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. And let me tell you, 47 never wanted it that way. By the way, the Backstreet Boys are legends compared to the piece of shit bastard that is the president and the Ellisons and everybody working at Paramount on Skydance. Although, y'all know I'm always rooting for media because the staff and crews, even if they're family of one, they need a check. So it's just circumstances I don't like. You understand? It makes my job hard. So, I'm sorry, y'all. This article came out yesterday. 47 blasted Ellisons amid their Warner Brothers bid. If they are my friends, I hate to see my enemies. And listen, you cannot make this ish up. President 47, for some odd reason, lashed out again. Yes, again. For those of you who don't know, the president and the White House, they have like this media list where they call out people in media for, fake news and this, that, and the third. And Paramount Skydance was on the list. Yeah, the company that the president made waves for with David Ellison and Larry Ellison is now complaining about the company that he invested in socially, right? Okay. All right. President 47, for some reason, lashed out again at Paramount Skydance chief David Ellison and his father Larry Ellison, complaining about his treatment by CBS News 60 Minutes News Magazine. You just got done suing them over the 60 Minutes News Magazine, and now you're complaining again about them, even though they are MAGA forward thinking and all this shit now? My Lord, let's keep going, shall we? For those people that, hang on, let me read this correctly. For those people that think I am close to the new owners of CBS, please understand that 60 Minutes has treated me far worse since the so-called takeover than they've ever treated me before. 47 posted Tuesday on Truth Social. The U.S. president added, "If they are my friends, I would hate to see my enemies." A spokesperson for Paramount Skydance declined to comment. I bet they did. David Ellison, after completing Skydance Media's acquisition of Paramount Global in August, by the way, over the deal that happened, they had to get rid of diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives, and they also had to get an ombudsman to make sure everything was regulated in the news division. So freedom of speech doesn't matter at CBS, right? So there it is there. David Ellison, after completing Skydance Media's acquisition of Paramount Global in August, has been aggressively trying to land a deal to buy Warner Bros. Discovery in its entirety. Over the course of 12 weeks, Ellison has proliferated an increasingly aggressive series of bids for Warner Bros. Discovery in its entirety, starting at $19 a share September 14th, and most recently offering $30 a share as of December 4th. After Warner Bros. Discovery announced an agreement to accept Netflix's $82.7 billion bid for Warner Brothers Studios and HBO Max, including HBO, of course, and I do believe that also includes Discovery Plus. Ellison on December 8th launched a hostile takeover maneuver, announcing that Skydance was taking its offer for all of Warner Bros. Discovery directly to the shareholders. It's just like, you do realize, like, the shareholders, they have their right, but also it's up to Jace Laszloff to, like, say, yay, motherfucker. Anyway, the Warner Bros. Discovery Board of Directors is now formally reviewing Paramount's $30 share bid, bucking historical precedent. 47 has inserted himself in the government's review for a new deal involving Warner Brothers. He will be involved in the review of the Netflix Warner Brothers deal. That's just like that dumb fuck who is the... Oh, okay, all right. So, some breaking news for you all, if you are a content creator on StreamYard. Clips generation is experiencing high demand. You may notice longer processing times or occasional timeout. So that is peak traffic on AI clips that was posted 2 seconds ago in StreamYard. I literally just got the notification just now. So thank you, StreamYard, for that. Now, with that being said, let me take that down so I can see myself bigger. There I am. Hi, everybody. It's good to see y'all. I'm glad to have you here. Yes, indeed. But it's interesting because House Hidden Carr, who had to go to a government hearing about my way or the highway, or we could do this the easy way or the highway, basically nunk if you buck to translate that for our culture, had to go to a hearing to be grilled by the government. So isn't it interesting? House Hidden Carr and the dumb fuck who should not be president are both meddling in media affairs. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Let's keep going, everybody. 47 was asked last week at the White House briefing with reporters, if he was in favor of Paramount's rival bid for Warner Bros. Discovery. He responded, "I don't know enough about it," saying he had to look at how each proposed deal would impact market share for Netflix and Paramount Skydance. 47 added, "I mean, none of them are particularly great friends of mine." None of them are particularly great friends of mine. So David Ellison and Larry Ellison are not particularly great friends of yours now? Okay.
I want to do what's right. What? You want to do what's right? And you've been doing what's been wrong for the American people this whole time? Oh, my Lord. The white audacity, the white hypocrisy, and the white imagination. I cannot believe this shit right here. Don't worry about that, y'all. That's just the alarm they tested every Wednesday, child. It's fine. With that being said, 47 was also asked if the backing of Paramount's bid by Affinity Partners, the investment firm led by his son-in-law Jared Kushner, will influence his opinion. 47 said, "I've never spoken with him about Paramount's Warner Bros. Discovery bid." In the past, 47 has bragged about his friendship with David and Larry Ellison, the latter of who has a current net worth of about $240 billion, larger through his Oracle holdings. Indeed, 47 recently pushed Paramount to move forward or Rush Hour 4, Brett Ratner, because the president loves the action comedy movie franchise. No, that's not a joke. He actually asked Paramount to move forward on Rush Hour 4, but I'm like, does the president know that Chris Tucker is a black person and he's in Rush Hour? I'm just asking a question. And also, too, does he know that Jackie Chan is Japanese, Chinese? He's got minorities, and he don't like minorities. So I'm surprised that he asked for Rush Hour 4. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you, but let's keep going. 47 appeared to be triggered over a 60 minutes interview that aired on December 7th on CBS with Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican Georgia, the one-time 47 supporter who has recently criticized the president on a range of issues. 47 complained in a Truth Social post on December 8th since the Ellisons bought Paramount. 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Child, I simply cannot. I simply simple dimple imply cannot. Okay, now I saw this story while I was at work, and I'm just like, you know what, sincerely, just can we all agree that celebrities should not be running for politics? Okay, we're talking about at the local level, state level, federal level, okay, national level. All right, like let's just stop. Let's just stop. Let's just stop. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all this. This is a real story, no joking here. Here we go, everybody. Here we go. From the Independent. Okay, here we go. You cannot make this shit up. From the Independent. 47 claims he has been offered $250 million for a run for an unconstitutional third term in office. Y'all, you cannot make this shit up. 47 claims he has been offered $250 million for a run for a unconstitutional for an unconstitutional third term in office. 47 claims that he has been offered $250 million for a run for a unconstitutional third term in office. The White House crowd then broke into chants for 4 more years. We didn't want the first 4 years, to be quite frank with you. We didn't want these 4 either. It was other people in America that fucked up, and now they are recognizing their stupidity, okay? And the decision that they made. But yeah, SOL. What can we do? President 47 claimed that Israeli-American mega donor Miriam Ellison offered him $250 million to run an unconstitutional third term in 2028. Indeed, he's repeated these. Wait a minute. So an Israeli, a minority offered you $250 million. I know you lied. So a minority is helping your ass out. Let me take a swig of this sweet tea. I cannot. after hating on black people and, those women that are stomping the yard in Washington, Jasmine Crockett, and this, that, and the third. And then you got, field Negro Stephen A. Smith moving upon the world on your behalf. A minority is offering you $250 million to run an unconstitutional third term. I cannot. At a White House Hanukkah reception. Oh my God. The gaslighting that's going on here. On Tuesday night, 47 spoke glowingly of Allison before bringing her up on stage. Listen, Miriam gave my campaign indirectly $250 million. She was the number one. You know what that reminds me of with SpongeBob? He was number one. The Republican president said to a crowd of people in the East Room, when someone can give you $250 billion, I think that we should give her the opportunity to say hello. Of course. Allison, who was married to billionaire Sheldon Allison until his death in 2021, then stood behind the podium, and she revealed that she had just met with Alan Dershowitz, a Harvard Law School professor who served as an attorney for Jeffrey Epstein, which, yeah, Alan Dershowitz has a history, ladies and gentlemen. Look it up. She claimed to have spoken with Dershowitz about 4 more years before added, I say, Alan, I agree with you. So can we do it? Then the crowd then broke out into a chant of 4 more years while Allison leaned in to speak to the 79-year-old president. She said, I'll give you another $250 million. 47 announced to the audience, I will give. Allison quickly confirmed. Allison quickly confirmed. Later in his remarks, 47 spoke about Miriam's late husband, casino mogul, who was once one of the biggest donors in American politics. He'll call and say, can I come over, please? 47 said. I say, Sheldon, I'm the president of the United States. It doesn't work that way anymore. Like maybe tomorrow. How about tomorrow? No, please, just for a little while. And he always say 10 minutes. It turned out to be an hour and a half. And what he did is he fought for Israel. That's all he really fought for. The president the Allisons have long encouraged the 47 administration to pursue a pro-Israel agenda. During his first term, Sheldon Allison urged the president to move the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem, and later Miriam Allison pushed 47 to publicly support Israel in annexing the West Bank, according to Hutchins. So, if you don't know who the Mr. Allison is, I believe he is the person that founded the Venetian, if I'm not mistaken. 47 has repeatedly hinted that he would like to run again in 2028, despite the 22nd Amendment barring presidents from serving more than 2 terms. In March, he told NBC News that he was not joking about seeking a 3rd term, adding, a lot of people want me to do it. And during a meeting with congressional Democrats, 47 2028 had to replace the rescue desk. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said in October. More recently, he's given mixed signals about trying for a 3rd term. I would love to do it. I have my best numbers ever, he told reporters on Air Force One in October when he was asked about running again. But then he said a 2028 run would be too cute and wouldn't be right. Asked directly if he wasn't ruling out a 3rd term, 47 replied, am I ruling it out? I mean, you'll have to tell me. Yes, we're ruling it out. We don't want your ass. Didn't want your ass in the first place, no how. But anyway, so let's watch this, y'all. This is ridiculous. So, by the way, this woman right here, shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for the intel here. Hunty B, that's fine. Let Obama run against him then. That part right there, 3,444 likes. Yes, indeed. I am here with you all the way. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this shit.
Miriam gave my campaign indirectly, $250 million. She was number one.
I met Alan Dershowitz, and he said, the legal thing about it 4 more years. And I say, Alan, I agree with you. So we can do it. Think about it.
Alan's
I
here
would be-
someplace. Where's Alan?
Alan is here. Oh, he had a flight. Alan is here. Think about it. Maybe I will just come and tell you a second. Yeah.
She said, think about it. I'll give you another 250. But
I will.
Miriam gave my campaign.
We heard you the first time, you dumb fuck. No! No, 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 fuck no! Let's roll on to something more fun, because I can't. I just $250 million damn dollars to run again for a unconstitutional third term. That would be a crime. Child, let's roll on. Here it is from the toy book, everybody. Breaking news: Basic Fun acquires select assets of Arcade One-Up. A new era in home arcade gaming begins with the company behind Tonka Care Bears and the Littlest Pet Shop Toys leading the charge. The rumor mill regarding the fate of Tastemakers Arcade One-Up has been swirling for months now, and now following the news of potential closure, Basic Fun has confirmed it's assuming control of the Arcade One-Up brand following the debut of its own Arcade Classics home arcade range this fall. The following message was shared via the Arcade One-Up Facebook page this afternoon. We want to address a few questions we've seen circulating about the Arcade One-Up product line. Basic Fun has acquired select assets of Arcade One-Up and intends to support to the best of our ability the home arcade category and existing Arcade One-Up products currently in the market. This asset acquisition reflects our ongoing commitment to expand our presence in the home arcade space, supporting current Arcade One-Up titles products alongside our own existing arcade offerings. We'll have more to share in the new year and look forward to continuing to serve the arcade fan community. Game on Basic Fun has been a player in the gaming space for several years. Most recently raising the bar with its range of home arcade products. Notably, several people who worked on Arcade One-Up products were enlisted to work on the Basic Fun range. Meanwhile, Tastemakers, which launched the home arcade resurgence in 2018, has been plagued with misfortune in recent years amid executive turnover, intellectual property disputes with licensors, including recent legal scuffles with Atari and Coco. Rather an increasingly jaded community of gaming enthusiasts. Still, Arcade One-Up has some big hits in its portfolio, including the Infinity Game Table, which is so cool. A connected platform for its digital board games and puzzles, and the at-home claw machine. Oh, the claw! Shout out to Toy Story. Yes, indeed. Hashtag Alien Lives Matter. Okay, listen, which is back at Costco this season with a special edition adorned with SpongeBob SquarePants graphics. Stay tuned to the toy book for the latest developments in the weeks ahead. You know, I'm gonna be real with you. Let's go to the media mind map here for a minute, because when I saw this, I was quite surprised, right? About Basic Fun. First of all, Basic Fun, I didn't know they had money like that. I keep the buck with your Basic Fun. No shade, no dragging, no hateration on you, but I just didn't think y'all had it. Now, if we go over to the media mind map, I'm going to show you who I believe could have got it. Okay, I'm gonna show you a couple of people who I think could have got it. I think obviously Nintendo could have got it very easily. I think Nintendo could have got it because think about it, Mario, right? So imagine Nintendo getting Arcade One-Up and now being able to have Mario in your home. I think that would have been cool. I think also too, if GameStop would evolve, you know what I mean, to have like bigger box stores like Best Buy would, I think GameStop would have been good at. I think also too, Best Buy could have bought the brand. I think Sony could have bought the brand. You know, imagine an Astrobot arcade game. That would have been cool. I do think also too, Arcade One-Up definitely needs to get into Hang on, y'all. Technology. Give it a moment. Okay, come on, Tech, for real. There we go. Okay, we be Zach. But like I said, imagine PlayStation making some of their games into the arcade one-up games. I do think that there needs to be an arcade one-up con. I think there needs to be a one-up arcade cruise, a one-up arcade music festival. And before y'all say anything, Nintendo has Nintendo Music, okay? So I do think one arcade one-up should get more into the entertainment space. For example, Activision is bringing back BlizzCon for the first time in a long time. I think Disney, if they bought Arcade One-Up, they could definitely take some of their Disney characters and make arcade games out of it. Netflix, they just bought Warner Brothers Discovery, right? So imagine Netflix owning Arcade One-Up and the possibilities from there. Also, too, Amazon could have bought them as well, because, I mean, think about it. You could buy Arcade One-Up on Amazon. I think that would have been cool. Let me see who else could have bought them. I mean, this map is way open. Let's see who else here. Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm going to be real with y'all. I think that Versant right here, Versant definitely could have bought Arcade One-Up. You know why? Because of Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes. So Fandango is like the #1 movie ticketing platform in the world. So imagine those partnerships with the movie studios and being able to make games and stuff like that. And not to mention too, imagine the Arcade One-Up Entertainment Network in the Versant family. That would have been cool. Just keeping it a buck. Of course, Universal could have bought Arcade One-Up, and they could have made Arcade One-Up arcades, or Arcade One-Up chill zones across the country. Dave and Buster's could have bought Arcade One-Up. They absolutely could have, for sure, without question. I do believe that they could have done that. Apple, I don't know. I don't know about Apple. I don't think Apple would have done anything with it. Now, of course, everybody's going to say, well, Google should buy it. Well, I mean, you do have content creators like Mr. Beast that Mr. Beast Arcade One-Up game. There have been so many kids trying. Yeah, I get the Mr. Beast arcade game in my home. And you damn well know they would try to. Try to see if there's anybody else here that I believe to get. Cinemark. Cinemark is a stretch. But, they already have, and we talked about this. We talked about Gamescape by Cinemark, which is movie theaters combined with bowling alleys, stuff like that. So if they would have bought Arcade One-Up, they could have expanded Gamescape for sure. Trying to see who else. Stars, I don't think they have enough content yet to make any games. I just don't. I don't think so. I think if they bought Arcade Up, it would be for something later on down the line. I don't know if anybody wants to buy a Power, 50 Cents Power, that franchise. I don't know if anybody wants to buy an arcade game and play Power in their home. But listen, if Grand Theft Auto could be a huge gaming franchise, I don't see why not. I really don't. I think that is everybody that I believe definitely could do something with that. Oh, honestly, tell you the truth now, if I'm Discovery Global with these cable networks right here, I would change the True Network, the True TV network into, although I do believe True TV is going to turn into TNT Sports, but honestly, I would take that and make that the Arcade One-Up Entertainment Network. Change True TV into the Arcade One-Up Television Network. Absolutely, that's what I would do. And honestly, tell you the truth, because Arcade One-Up is now at Basic Fun, Basic Fun needs to have job offers. So that way, Basic Fun can expand Arcade One-Up into the world of entertainment. That's just me, though. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, let's roll on. Because, child, this story right here, this destination right here is some craziness. From TechCrunch.com, X updates its terms, files countersuit to lay claim to the Twitter trademark after newcomers challenge. Okay, so this came out yesterday. Here we go. Elon Musk, X is updating its terms of service to indicate it still lays claim to the Twitter trademark. But you don't use it. The fuck you mean? Like, we all know Twitter has more social weight, clout, and capital than X. X is a letter of the alphabet that's on Sesame Street. Just keeping it a buck. The move to add this detail to the company's terms follows an announcement from a Virginia-based startup which recently filed an application to trademark the term Twitter. The startup, Operation Bluebird, claims that X has abandoned the brand Twitter by renaming its social networking service X in its petition to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office filed on December 2nd. The startup pointed to a post from ex-owner Musk on July 23rd, 2023, which proclaimed that the social network would soon be due to the Twitter brand. Now listen, karma is a bitch or a Mitch, depending on the gender that you are. And Elon Musk did tweet that. You can't blame a startup for taking an inch of your stupidity and making it a mile for their benefit. What the hell? X is now challenging the claim with a countersuit of their own. A copy of the file was shared via TechCrunch via intellectual property trademark law firm Gerben IP is not yet showing in Pacer as of the time of publication. In the filing, X says that it continues to exclusively own the Twitter and tweet trademarks and the Bluebird logo. Just because you own it don't mean you're doing shit with it. And that's basically what Operation Bluebird is saying, right? And it's Operation Bluebird. They're not calling it Twitter. My God. Y'all are just as bad as Dave and Buster suing a whole competitor for the words eat, drink, watch, play. Like, really? You're suing over words now? Okay. Let's keep going. Since filing its petition for cancellation, Operation Bluebird has been collecting potential user signups for its own social network at a website named twitter.new. The effort is being headed up by two lawyers, including founder Michael Poroff, based in Illinois, and Stephen Coates, previously a trademark lawyer at Twitter. Given their backgrounds, their assertion that they plan to launch a new service to rival X seems dubious. It's more likely they want to acquire the trademark, which has value of its own. And it does. It does. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, and this may have to be another live, and y'all know I usually don't go live on Thursdays, right? So I may or may not go live on Thursdays, but also, too, I may push that live to just stay tuned, because you never know what happens over here, right? Nevertheless, X isn't taking its chances. It's revised terms of service effective as of January 15, 2026. Nothing in the terms gives you a right to use the X name or Twitter name or any of the X or Twitter trademarks, logos, domain names, or other distinctive brand features, and other proprietary rights. You may not do so without our express written consent. Ciao. Y'all are so big mad that somebody else wants to use Twitter and that y'all don't use Twitter. Oh my Lord Jesus. Previously, the terms only referred X in this section. There was no mention of Twitter. The terms additionally include other more minor updates, including mentions related to the European Union laws and generated content. X's privacy policy was also updated with a couple of references to age assurance technology. This article was updated with a link to the countersuit following its initial publication. This don't make no damn sense. Child, Elon Musk, just shut the fuck up. Okay? Stop it. Just stop it. Because you're looking like your husband, the president. Your 81-year-old husband over there. More close to the grave to die than at the cradle to start life to become somebody. Yeah, Y'all get on my last nerves. Sincerely, I don't get it. You're not using Twitter. You're not using the bird. Honestly, Twitter could be a social media entertainment brand for content creators. Hey, guess what? We want to make Twitter TV. These are the content creators that are always tweeting up a storm with their shows. What's Braylon tweeting about today on Braylon's Virtual Tour Live? Tune in on Twitter TV. Like, there's so many ways to flip Twitter where it doesn't even have to be about X. But you know why you want to hold on to Twitter and that Bluebird? Because X ain't shit. That's why. That's why. People still say, oh, that person tweeted. Hell to the low. Dumbasses on Twitter. Not Twitter. X. Dumbasses at X. Moving on. All right, y'all. Here we go. From the street. 75-year-old fast food chain closing 200 restaurants fights to survive. The chain has been in cash conservation mode as it works to avoid bankruptcy. Here we go. Key points: low-income Americans are cutting fast food spending. Higher income Americans have been visiting fast food chains more often. Experts rather remain skeptical of the company's turnaround plan amid falling sales profits and stock value. When people get more conservative for spending, it hurts restaurants that lack a true following. Some people love chains such as Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, and even McDonald's. They view spending money at those brands as a reasonable indulgence, something they may not be able to truly afford, but a treat that they deserve. It's something that has hit lower income Americans hard. Over 40% of low income adults claim to be visiting quick service restaurants less often for dinner and lunch than at the start of this year, said Wendy Wallner, an executive vice president and client officer at IPSOS. IPSOS conducted a wide-ranging survey examining how Americans have been spending money on fast food, and there's a clear disparity. In comparison, just 30% of those earning over $100,000 saying they're eating less fast food, suggesting that this downturn can be more strongly attributed to the flagging consumer confidence than to GLP-1 drugs or shifting taste, at least for the time being, the IPSOS study showed. Overall, however, Americans have tightened their purse strings, and that's not great for chains with valuable falling. 2024 will be known in part for price and value wars in both QSR and grocery, as these sectors fight over value-seeking customers, Warner said. Jack in the Box lacks an audience. Let's get into it. While Jack in the Box has its fans, it's fair to say the chain lacks enough of dedicated artists to keep it successful during difficult financial periods. Jack in the Box draws in casual, occasional, sometimes inebriated diners. That's Jack in the Box, late night munchie meals, right? So we'll go to Jack in the Box here. And they had a job for a social media manager or brand manager. I actually applied for it. Never heard back from them. And I had a whole plan, a legitimately whole plan that would make Jack in the Box a entertainment brand. Because those of you who don't know who Jack is, Jack in the Box, he is all about making sure that you get the best deal, right? And honestly, like, their social media is so iconic. Let me bring it up here. And if y'all do put that position out, y'all do follow up with people, I would definitely help. I mean, look at this. 570,000 followers, right? So they have these here, right? Little keychains and stuff. They have like t-shirts and everything else. So this is Jack right here. Like, he is a whole personality. Everybody knows about the tacos, the curly fries. Like, this brand does have weight. The problem is they are known for being on the West Coast, and they need to expand on the East Coast and down south. That's it. And they need an identity that will allow them to expand to here, there, everywhere. And I have the plan. I just need the opportunity. Okay. And what I don't want to do, okay, is I don't want it to be where I finally make as content creator and then it's like, well, Braylon, it looks like, you have made it. Would you like to work with Jack in the Box? Now, if I do that, I'm gonna need y'all to trust me on this plan. But like I said, when you have 570,000 followers on Instagram, you're halfway to 1 million, right? So you have a dedicated, loyal, and active audience. You just gotta expand yourself. But let's keep going. Jack in the Box draws casual, occasional, sometimes inebriated diners, especially in social or late night contexts that always exist, but it's too small and intermediate to drive lasting success. The company has been struggling according to numbers it shared during its fourth quarter earnings call. Combined system same-store sales declined 7.4% at Jack in the Box, with negative transaction and channel mix cited as key drivers, particularly offset by a 2.4% price increase. Jack in the Box restaurant level margin fell by 240 basis points to 16.1% year over year, primarily due to sales their leverage, 6.9% combined inflation, and higher labor expenses. Management said 2026 will be very much a rebuilding year, explicitly highlight ongoing operational deficiencies and lacking operational discipline that must be addressed. Total debt at year end stood at $1.7 billion with a net debt to adjusted EBITDA leverage ratio of 6 times, flat as a more significant pay down in the coming year. CEO Lance Tucker made it clear that the company needs to turn its fortunes around. We are pleased with our progress on our Jack on Track initiatives. We are not clearly satisfied with our 2025 operating performance, and we are rebuilding our operational discipline to drive growth, shareholder value in 2026 and well beyond, he shared. Jack in the Box sells the taco. Jack in the Box recently closed the sale of its Del Taco brand for $115 million, a massive loss of more than $575 million the company paid for the brand in 2022. This divestiture is an important step in return to simplicity, and we look forward to focusing on our core Jack in the Box brand. Jack in the Box Chief Executive Lance Tucker said in a press release, after a robust process, we are confident we have entered into a transaction with the right steward for Del Taco in its next chapter of evolution. The transaction fits into the company's Jack on Track strategy. The burger giant will use money from the transaction to pay off debt. The move, which is expected to close by January 2026, will also allow Jack in the Box to focus on its core business, QSR Magazine report. Jack in the Box closing restaurants. Jack on Track is a physically audacious plan designed to save Jack in the Box. Our actions today focus on 3 main areas: addressing our balance sheet to accelerate cash flow and pay down debt, while preserving growth-oriented capital investments related to technology and restaurant re-image, closing underperforming restaurants to position ourselves for consistent net unit growth and competitive unit economics, and an overall return to simplicity for Jack in the Box business model investor story, Tucker said in a press release. I think that's the same. No, that's a different one. Right here, closing underperforming stores is a major component of the plan. Jack in the Box will implement a block closure program, which is projected to result in the closure of approximately 150 to 200 underperforming restaurants, a majority which has been in the system for over 3 decades. The program will now consist of 80 to 120 restaurant closures between now and December 31st of 2025, with the remaining underperforming restaurants closing thereafter based on respective franchise agreement termination dates. This program does not include the expected 1.5% to 2.0% of system unit closures for fiscal year 2025 and an ongoing annual closure rate thereafter of approximately 1% of system units beginning in fiscal year 2026. Upon completion of the program, Jack in the Box expects to deliver consistent positive net unit growth, helped by the strong performance of new markets and tremendous white space opportunities. So white space is basically, areas of business that they have not gone into yet. Experts are skeptical of the Jack in the Box plan. Um, Experts are skeptical of Jack in the Box's plan, rather. TD Cohen has reduced its price target on Jack in the Box from $16 from 21 while maintaining a hold on the fast food chain stock. The new target sits slightly above the stock's current price of $14.38, which is hovering just 1% above its 52-week low of $13.99. The price target reduction follows what TD Cohen describes as a tough into fiscal 2025 for the company, which is in the early stages of implementing its Jack on Track turnaround plan amid challenging industry conditions. Investing Pro data shows the stock has plummeted nearly 68% over the past year, significantly underperforming the broad market. Investing.com report valuation expectations for the brand vary quite a bit dependent on the analyst. Jack in the Box has a consensus price target of $29.70, based on the ratings of 21 analysts. The high $73 issued by Bank of America Securities on October 22nd, 2024. The low is $15 issued by Barclays. Barclays, for the Barclays Center, but Barclays is a huge, I think, financial organization, if I'm not mistaken. On November 20th, 2025, the three most recent analyst ratings were released by Piper Sandler, Citigroup, and Barclays on November 21st, 2025, November 20th, 2025, and November 20th, 2025, respectively. So these three dates correlate with Piper Sandler, Citigroup, and Barclays. With an average price target of $16 between Piper Sandler, Citigroup, and Barclays, there's an implied negative 20.58% downside for Jack in the Box Incorporated from these most recent analyst ratings. Benzinga reported. Shout out to Big Bang Theory, where Jack in the Box stands now. Sales trends remain weak. Jack in the Box report a 7.4% same store sales decline quarter 4 2025, reflecting continued traffic and mixed challenges according to Jack in the Box. Physical results show pressure. So I think y'all see where I'm going here. Physical results show pressure. Revenue dropped 6.6% year over year, and EP significantly missed expectations at 30 cents. Margins under strain. Restaurant level margins fell nobly as costs from commodities and labor rose. Share the motley fool. Jack on Track remains central. The company is pushing operational fixes, value offerings, and system retrain to stabilize business according to Simply Wall Street. Debt reduction priority. Management is focused on paying down heavy leverage and strengthening the balance sheet, a key part of recovery strategy. Share Yahoo Finance and Del Taco divestiture completed. Jack in the Box sold Del Taco to a franchisee for $115 million, sharply below its original acquisition cost, according to Restaurant Dive. Woo! That was a lot to read through. Like I said, I think Jack in the Box will be fine. Like I said, you got 570,000 followers. That is more than most fast food restaurants. And I do believe that there is a way for Jack in the Box to be able to move throughout the world and the country a lot better. They have what it takes to be an entertainment brand. They really, really do. And by the way, they're one of the largest. They're one of the nation's largest hamburger chains with approximately 2,200 restaurants across 22 states, right? So they do want to expand in Arkansas. They have some in Ohio. So I do believe, sincerely, I really do believe that Jack in the Box has what it takes to be able to get to where they need to be. But they gotta take a swing. They got to take a swing. Yes, they do. So yes, indeed that. I'm just looking at some press releases here. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, with that being said, okay, here it is. I don't think this article is too long. Right here. Oh, okay. So, Sweet Green co-founder exit Beleaguer brand. Wait a minute, Sweet Green? Isn't that like a greens company? You know, was it AG1 and all that stuff? Wow. Okay, then. What's next for Jack in the Box after its Del Taco set the burger chains in survival mode after it struggles to pay down debt and get back to basics? One expert said. Jack in the Box faces a long road to recovery following the failure of its Del Taco acquisition and other missteps. Now the fast food giant is in survival mode as it pays down its debt and gets back to basics, said Nick Sutton, managing director and senior equity research analyst at Muzo Americans. In October, less than 4 years after acquiring Del Taco for $575 million, Jack in the Box sold the chain to a franchisee for a paltry $115 million. And by the way, this news comes to us from restaurantdive.com, everybody. Both brands have struggled to increase sales in recent years, with Jack in the Box posted its worst sales performance in years over the past 2 quarters. The San Francisco-based burger chain sold Del Taco to pay off debt and focus on improving its core business. It's a part of the company's turnaround plan, Jack on Track, or JOT for short, which includes discontinuing dividend payments, closing 150 to 200 stores, and curbing company-owned development. The company's total debt at year end is $1.7 billion with a debt to cash flow ratio of 6-1, one of the highest in the industry. The sale made sense for both brands as Jack in the Box couldn't afford to invest the incremental dollars necessary to turn around Del Taco's dismal performance. Sitchin said, was Del Taco ever a good fit? When Jack in the Box bought Del Taco, the burger chain planned to re-franchise Del Taco's corporate stores, but those plans never came to fruition. During the early pandemic, QSR boom, Jack in the Box man held out for more favorable franchise development agreements, demanding that franchises agreed to build new stores in addition to acquiring company-owned units. It turned out to be a miscalculation as franchisees sat on the sidelines waiting for market conditions to stabilize. They were trying to drive a harder bargain than they probably should have, Simpson said. Jack in the Box also overestimated the synergies between the brands, said Philip Doss, partner and head of the Houston office of Simon Kucher. There were fewer opportunities than expected to integrate and streamline the brand's supply chains, tech stacks, as well as fewer opportunities for cross-promotion. The burger chain also underestimated the necessary integration costs and failed to pressure test its assumptions about market conditions, including food and labor costs and tariff rates. Doss said, making matters worse, Jack in the Box's long-standing problems it should have addressed before trying to grow through acquisition, according to Doss. Before you start to scale, you have to sequence the value creation. Doss said, for you, Jack in the Box has had opportunities on the value side that hasn't been addressed, and they're not being addressed now. Del Taco also abandoned its focus on value during COVID. Before the pandemic, the brand positioned itself as Taco Bell, but cheaper with better ingredients. Such as said, not being the Papa John's of tacos. Oh my God! But Jack in the Box raised prices during the pandemic to boost profits, betting that lower income consumers would be able to pay the difference thanks to stimulus check rent freezes and higher wages. That worked for about 2 or 3 years. Such as said, by the time consumer behavior began to normalize toward the end of 2023, Del Taco had raised prices too high for many of its core consumers. All of a sudden, they realized that their taco had gotten way too expensive. Such as said, as a QSR, you can never shun value. You have to remember that the entire reason for your existence is meal replacement. Other QSRs, including McDonald's, made similar pricing moves and have since shifted back toward value. But the Jack in the Box and Del Taco marriage made the pricing miscalculation especially painful. In addition to Jack in the Box having significantly more debt than many of its peers, the burger chain Del Taco share a similar footprint. 43% of Jack in the Box stores and 61% of Del Taco stores are in California. By comparison, just 11%, right, of Taco Bell stores are in California. As a result, Jack in the Box and Del Taco had far more serious exposure to California's $20 fast food minimum wage than most of its competitors, which hurt profitability. Wages doubled for limited service, such as said. It's going to be really tough to try regaining that value position that Del Taco really had historically. given some of the structural cost changes that we've seen. Jack in the Box's burger business also means the company had fewer options to control costs as beef prices surge. Those two factors made it harder for Jack in the Box to compete with other QSRs, which is why they had to unload Del Taco. You got beef inflation on one side, you got labor inflation on the other. You have zero availability to take pricing because you're in an escalating price war, such as said. Jack in the Black. Food and labor prices continue to rise, putting Jack in the Box in the bind as it tries to dig itself out from a mountain of debt and return to profitability. They are in this catch-22 situation where they're being squeezed from the top and the bottom, so to say. Initially, Jack in the Box should focus on value and right size of the menu, Boss said. Simon Kucher's benchmark sale of 13 major QSR's burger chains. Now, the Jack in the Box is one of the most overloaded menus in the industry with narrow price point coverage, missing both premium and value segments, inconsistent pricing across locations, and digital weak and lower capabilities. This reminds me of Chili's. Y'all know Chili's is now having a resurgence, but Chili's cut like half of their menu. So one thing that I think you could do is, you could have like the fan item of the month. You put up 10 items, whichever item gets the most votes, that'll be the fan item or the fan combo of the month. And, there it is. Just like what IHOP is doing with their IHOP monthly pancake club, there could be an option there. Simplifying the menu could boost sales and reduce operational challenges. The upsell paths are not clear. On top of that, operators don't want to reduce some of the items in the menu because they're so complex to offset. A consistent pricing strategy will also make it easier to raise margins. Pricing is the number one profit lever. It has an immediate impact. If you do it well, it trickles down to the bottom line. Doc said, you don't have to wait long. You don't have massive investments in infrastructure and rebranding. I would say that's neither here nor there about the rebranding. You just got to have the right person who has that mind to understand what this brand needs, right? Find the inch, make it a mile. My business principle. Target digital offers and developing a robust loyalty program would also help the burger chain attract price-sensitive consumers and boost repeat business. It's not about creating more value meals. We have tons of those. Doss said it's about having target specific offers for specific segments. Once Jack in the Box gets its house in order, it can start growing again. However, Jack in the Box should try to expand by developing new stores, including more company-owned units rather than through debt-laden acquisitions. Doss said the company is undertaking moves to that effect in the Chicago regional market where it once had a presence but vacated decades ago. There's a lot of white space in the United States in terms of geography. Doss said the sky is the limit. The company should also consider owning more of its stores and franchising fewer locations. It's actually pretty good to have a tighter handle on things and to be able to test and pilot new initiatives. Doss said, however, the Burger QSR is likely focused on avoiding bankruptcy. If Jack in the Box can stabilize sales at today's levels, they'll be able to muddle through such and said. But if you get another leg down or two in terms of sales, it's going to be really tough. Del Taco declined to comment on the story, and Jack in the Box did not respond to requests for comment. So there is that there. All right. Woo! More Burnley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here and right now. Check this out. Now, this is a story about Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. But we're going to be about the business of the facts of the stories, not the lies we want to tell just to have a platform on YouTube. Okay? All right, here we go. From complex.com, models sue Rock Nation. Let me zoom in on that right there. Models sue Rock Nation. Models sue Rock Nation over alleged billboard use of Megan Thee Stallion swimwear line photos. Two New York-based models said images shot from Megan Thee Stallion's brand were paid for limited use tied on to social media. Here we go. Let's get into it. So, two models who appeared in promotional images for Megan Thee Stallion's Hot Girl Summer swimwear line, which I believe is available at Walmart, are suing Rock Nation, claiming their photos were used for billboard ads without their permission. According to legal documents reviewed by Billboard, two New York-based models, Janelle De La Cruz and Tonya Wade. So we're gonna pull these ladies up just so we can understand who they are here. Okay, I think this is her here. And then, let's see here. Okay, so let me show y'all these ladies here. So this is Janelle De La Cruz, I think, right here. Let's open image. So here is Janelle De La Cruz right here. And then here is, I'm believing this is her. Okay, so don't at me. Okay, we're just trying to figure out what's going on here. So these two ladies, so this one and this one allegedly sued Roc Nation. Okay, so there you go. Filed separate but nearly identical on Tuesday, December 16th, yesterday, alleging that Jay-Z found a company, hired them for an April photo shoot tied to the swimwear line, which launched in May. Guess what? Hashtag it's gonna be May. Shout out to Justin Timberlake for that meme, bro. De La Cruz and Wade were paid $5,000 and $8,700 respectively, plus agency fees under contracts that allegedly allowed their photos to be used only in social media advertising. The complaints claim the images later appeared on billboards in Los Angeles and 3 other U.S. cities, exceeding the agreed upon scope. Both lawsuits state reportedly in identical language. Roc Nation has a limited license to use plaintiffs like this from the April 30th, 2025 photo shoot. Defendant knew that it did not have plaintiff's consent and did not make any attempt to notify plaintiff that plaintiffs like this would be used without plaintiff's consent. De La Cruz and Wade argue Roc Nation was unjustly enriched and are seeking unspecified damages for breach of contract, misappropriation of likeness, and false advertising. Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan P, is not named as a defendant or accused of wrongdoing. Let me read that 5 more times. Okay, so that was the first time. 4 more times. Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan P, is not named as a defendant or accused of wrongdoing. Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan P, is not named as a defendant or accused of wrongdoing. Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan P, is not named as a defendant or accused of wrongdoing. Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan P, is not named as a defendant or accused of wrongdoing. Now, I had to spell that out for Milagro Scams and Tossaway K and other people who do not know how to have their brain cells from a brain to be truthful, factual, and responsible for what the fuck they say. So I had to spell out the whole sentence. That's what we do over here. We uplift our community over here, okay? All right. So, Basil Hemeth, the attorney representing both Miles, told Billboard that he and his team look forward to vindicating our clients' rights in trying these cases. We take Miles' rights very seriously. How much added, we consider Roc Nation's unlawful conduct against our clients to be egregious. What Milagro Grams did was unlawful conduct and was egregious. Now, I will say this about Roc Nation, right? If those were the terms of the contract, right, then they should have stayed within the contract. That's fair to say, right? And if you were going to do billboards, right, what should have been done is, hey, we're going to use this for social media and any other way that we can promote this brand. And I think they would have been fine. So probably what's going to happen is Roc Nation will make it do what it do. They'll fix everything. But that could be, consequences for future shoots that they may not get, which I don't think Roc Nation should be that paid and do that. Okay, let's just keep it up. All right. So speaking of Megan Thee Stallion, Here's something here. This came out 4 hours ago. Milagro Cooper's lawyer walks away after court judgment, says that she couldn't afford to pay. So shout out to Storm Monroe, because I saw that from Storm Monroe first here. So right here, neighbors, following the recent court judgment in favor of Megan Pete, there's been a new development in her federal case against blogger Milagro Elizabeth Cooper. Court records show that Cooper's defense attorney, Larissa Perret, Esquire, has officially withdrawn from representing her. The motion to withdraw was filed after the judgment was granted. After the judgment was granted by Chief Justice Cecilia M. Taronga in the Southern District of Florida. According to the filing, the reason for the withdrawal is financial. Well, I mean, she's negative $10,000 in the hole, Milagro Cooper is. That's what she said on the stand, right? She lost her station head contract for $6,200 a month, which was her only source of income, right? I'm just repeating actual factual information. Don't get mad at me. Moving on. According to the filing, the reason for the withdrawal is financial. The motion states that Cooper is unable to afford continued legal representation. The judge approved a request for removing Perret from the case. This update comes after Megan Pete secured a legal victory, with the Cooper entering judgment against Cooper on multiple claims tied to online conduct, while the verdict resolved the central dispute. Post-judgment proceedings and enforcement steps are still unfolding, right? And here's the thing, right? I already told y'all that Milagro's not a new media. I did a whole live showcase of the numbers between Megan Thee Stallion, Milagro Cooper. But also, too, I showed y'all a case where the new media title was already adjudicated, handled, and executed in, 2014? That bloggers already have First Amendment right to, get send cease and desist and all that shit. But anyway, here it is here. Let me zoom in here. So this is from the United States District Court, Southern District of Florida. And shout out to Document Tings. Document Tings, if you guys are looking for documents on pop culture, when pop culture and law intersect, Document Tings is the dude, sister, individual, great individual for sure. Here it is. Motion, Megan Pete, plaintiff against Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, defendant motion to withdraw as counsel. Please take notice that undersigned counsel Larissa Perret, Esquire, moves this court for withdrawal of counsel for defendant Milagro Cooper in above captioned matter and to be removed from the courts and party service list. The defendant consents to this motion. Undersigned counsel is a New York-based attorney, and defendant is unable to afford any future legal services for my continued representation. Mr. Jeremy McLemmon will continue to serve as defense counsel on all future correspondence and papers, and this action should continue to be directed to him. Day in Brooklyn, New York, December 15th, 2025. Now, that doesn't mean she don't have somebody, right? But this person is saying that she is done because Milagro can't pay. Now, could this mean other people on her team fall off? This could be a possible thing. So I'm just updating you with the news story that everybody's talking about. Okay. All right. Moving on. So here is this here from the British Broadcasting Corporation, the British Broadcasting Channel. What's next for TikTok in the United States as deal prospects remain uncertain? This came out 2 days ago. A billionaire investor keen on buying TikTok's U.S. operations has told the BBC that he has been left in limbo, as the latest deadline for the app sale looms. The United States has repeatedly delayed the date by which the platform's Chinese owner ByteDance must sell or be blocked for American users. Y'all remember when there was supposed to be like a U.S. version of TikTok and all that stuff, and it was pushed back and back and back and back. There might have even been the shutdown of TikTok on Juneteenth, right? Which, if you know Juneteenth, that was the day that the last of the slaves in Galveston, Texas, found out that they were free, right? So, know your history. U.S. President 47 initially gave himself until December 16th to comply with the law before moving the deadline to January 23rd, 2026. So, the deadline was supposed to be yesterday, but now he's moving the deadline to January 2026 with a new executive order. We're just standing by and waiting to see what happens. Investor Frank McCourt told BBC News. But if the moment arrives, we're prepared to move. We're prepared to move forward. We've raised the capital to buy it. We'll see. The popular short-form video app was due to be banned or sold to the U.S. in January in accordance with a law passed by Congress in 2024. Now, allegedly, the owner themselves is actually from Singapore, right? So, just wanted to throw that out there. So, Singapore and Chinese are not the same. Lawmakers said at the time ByteDance links to the Chinese government threatened national security and expressed fears Beijing could force the company to hand over data on its U.S. users. You think that the ByteDance links to the Chinese government threaten national security? The president is a threat to national security. Anyway, moving on. It's a concern TikTok and its owners have always said is unfounded. The law was signed by President Joe Biden while he was still in office. It was upheld by the Supreme Court in early 2025. Deal done. 47 and members of his administration has previously claimed the TikTok deal was done. Because remember in that Fox News interview, he talked about how, Rupert Murdoch and his sons might be a part of the deal and all that good stuff. And had the blessing of Chinese President Jinping. The president has also said sophisticated U.S. investors will also be involved in acquiring the app, including two of his allies, even though they're not really good friends of his anymore, allegedly. Oracle chairman Larry Ellison and Dell Technologies Michael Dell. Members of the 47 administration had indicated that the deal will be formalized in a meeting between 47 and Jinping in October. However, it concluded without an agreement being reached. Neither TikTok's Chinese owner ByteDance nor Beijing has since announced approval of a sale despite 47's claims. So even though it was announced that a deal was done, there is but the rest of America voted for this dumb fuck. Okay, all right, moving on. Just keep that a bug. We didn't have to go through this shit. Okay, all right. My Lord Jesus, let's keep going. When 47 signed his most recent executive order extending the deadline to January, he said in an online post it would lead to a deal being completed without naming 47's hand-selected advisors. Mr. McCourt told the BBC he was concerned about a concentration of power and influence because platforms like TikTok are very influential. He's a part of a group of investors, including Reddit co-founder Alex O'Han, who is married to the Serena Williams, and Canadian investor Kevin O'Leary, who is on Shark Tank on ABC. My hope would be that whatever happens, that it is shut down so or lands in the hands of people that comply with the law. You say he wants to operate TikTok without any of its Chinese technology, including its powerful recommendation algorithm, and that his Project Liberty has developed other technology that can be used instead. So basically, it's going to be a mainstream version of Truth Social. Okay, got it. All right. Now, our last destination for you all this evening. Here we go. From Attractions Magazine. Well, before that, here's what I have to say on the TikTok deal. Let's go back for a minute. Here's what I got to say about this, right? For the president to keep saying that he's going to do this, that, and the third, but he never does anything, that should tell you all how much this president is a dumb fuck. How the people in his administration are dumb fucks. And how his supporters are dumb fucks, right? Because this deal was announced, right, as done. And now it is December 17th. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14 days left in 2025. Now 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Now we have 37 days to see if TikTok is going to be handled or not. And we got bigger issues than TikTok. Let's roll on. Just keep it up. Now to our final destination, everybody. From Attractions Magazine, Six Flags. One flag, Six Flags, more fun. No, Mr. Six. All right, let's roll on. Six Flags reinvesting in Looney Tunes intellectual property in 2026. Looney Tunes Land will open at Six Flags Mountain in 2026, replacing Bugs Bunny World and affirming Six Flags' continued interest in the Looney Tunes intellectual property. Let's get into it. Here we go. So, Looney Tunes Land opening in 2026 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Six Flags announced on December 16th, 2025, that Looney Tunes Land will replace Bugs Bunny World at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California, near Los Angeles. Looney Tunes Land will repurpose existing rides and areas. Okay. As well as introduce new experiences built from the ground up. Okay, that's something. The latter category includes 2 outdoor areas called Taz's Exploration Trail and Bugs Bunny Play Park. So here is the current map of Bugs Bunny World on the left. So this is Bugs Bunny World right here. And then on the right will be the new Looney Tunes Land. Many other structural elements will stay in place. So you have Taz right here, you have Wile E. Coyote, you have Bugs Bunny, and then you have Daffy Duck. All male, we can't have no female, characters. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I think what y'all should have done, honestly, was just take Looney Tunes show that was on Cartoon Network and just make that the land. But hey, far be it for me to give an opinion. But listen, y'all announcing this move publicly, so there is. Looney Tunes Land will debut at Six Flags Magic Mountain by summer 2026, opening in phases. The new Looney Tunes Land will be a continuation of our mutually successful partnership. Mutually successful partnership? Says who? People are saying Looney Tunes is dead with Six Flags. The fuck? Wrong with you? The new Looney Tunes Land will be a continuation of our mutually successful partnership with Warner Bros. That began more than 40 years ago and will continue to celebrate the characters of their beloved franchise. Ruffy Garprin, Senior Vice President, West Coast Regional Manager for Six Flags. We are counting down the days so we can invite families to experience the whimsy and fun of Looney Tunes in a way that's more immersive and exciting than ever before. So here it is. Here, concept art for themed facades in Looney Tunes Land, including Granny's house with an explorable interior. So it's going to be an explorable interior, but you're not going to get to meet Granny. What are we doing here? So new story graphics, new painted logo, new burned sign, new story graphic, new fire station flat structure, new sign, new panel covering the OH. Explorable interior with 2D elements, new opaque windows, new planters, new mailbox from current Granny's house. And listen, I know what y'all saying. Well, Bray hasn't opened up yet. Can you give us some love, grace, and space? You always talk about it all. You always talk about giving love, grace, and space. Give them some love, grace, and space. Listen, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tweety Bird, Pepe the Pew, Speedy Gonzales, the Green Witch. These nails just won't do, Gossamer. These are icons, and they deserve to be bigger than just being repurposed. Sorry, not sorry. You saw the thumbnail, you know my voice, and damn it, you know why you're here. Bugs Bunny World to close. As part of the change for Looney Tunes Land, 4 rides in Bugs Bunny World will permanently close. Magic Flyer, Tweets, Escape, Speedy Gonzales, Hot Rods, Pepper the Pews, Tea Party. Whistle Stop Train will become Taz's Tasmanian Train Tours, while Taz's trucking company will be renamed Daffy's Four Wheelers. Looney Tunes Lodge and Wasco's restaurant will be both refreshed. Six Flags will announce more details and attraction names later. Here's a look at what currently Bugs Bunny World at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Here is a look at what currently is Bugs Bunny World at Six Flags Magic Mountain with official photographs from Six Flags. So here is Elmer Fudd's weather balloons, Taz's trucking company, Sylvester's Pounce and Bounce, Tweez Escape, Daffy Duck's Adventure Tour. So it's just taking kitty rides and just putting the characters on it. It's like, no, they deserve to be more than that. Merry Melodies Carousel, the Toon Coaster with You could say that's Roger Rabbit because the style looks like, Toontown coaster. Then, of course, welcome to Looney Tunes Lodge here. This looks like a play area. This is another, it looks like a family coaster, looks like. Another flyer. Yosemite Sam! Pepe Le Pew. TNT. Dynamite coaster. What Looney Tunes Land mean for the bigger picture of Six Flags analysis. The news of Six Flags Magic Mountain introduced Looney Tunes Land for its 2026 season just 1 week after Netflix announced its intentions to acquire Warner Brothers, which includes the Looney Tunes characters. While plans for Looney Tunes Land were certainly in the works prior to the Netflix deal, the follow-through indicates a business-as-usual approach for now of licensing opportunities overseen by Warner Bros. Discovery Global Experiences and the division of Warner Brothers responsible for location-based entertainment and theme park attractions. Six Flags Magic Mountain also includes another area based on licensed Warner Brothers property, Metropolis, themed to DC Comics. The changes at Magic Mountain are also notable in refraining from implementing Peanuts characters in the legacy Six Flags parks, because that is Cedar Fair. Following Six Flags 2024 merger with Cedar Fair, the Peanuts brand featuring Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the gang are seemingly on the table for any park in the newly combined portfolio. Furthermore, Six Flags recently extended its Peanuts license through 2030. We talked about that here on Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. The notion of Six Flags Magic Mountain heavily revamping its children's area with a new Looney Tunes investment rather than Peanuts is significant for the bigger picture of the company's future plans and showing Six Flags intends to create new attractions with both franchises. Stay connected with Attractions Magazine for daily coverage of theme park news, trip reports, exclusive interviews from Disney, Universal, Six Flags, and independent attractions from around the world. Like I said, I do believe, and I was doing some research today, a lot of people do not want Toon Lagoon to go. I believe that Toon Lagoon could have, incorporation of, Looney Tunes characters, because the biggest cartoon that Universal has is Woody Woodpecker. They've been trying to make Woody Woodpecker pop for a while. And culturally, Woody Woodpecker will always be around, but it's got to be the right show, the right movie. It's got to be the right intellectual property. So, but I do pray for Woody Woodpecker to have a resurgence like never before, and I want these characters to be frolicking free. So I think Toon Lagoon featuring Looney Tunes characters would be great at Universal Orlando Resort. So that's my opinion on that. We're going to take a little commercial break. We're going to play our anthem, and then we'll do a daily motivator, then head on out. I'm going to turn off my camera now because we've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. We'll be back right after this. We are live on Tour Like, Comment, Share, Subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Rolling.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Brave only got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Hear the whispers in the city's hum. Echoes of stories where we're from. A beat, a step, a voice so clear. The pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor. Every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the culture's grown. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braylon Lee got the vibe tonight. One way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braylon Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced, and more. This show, this brand, and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people, trying to make it best they can to become. Being moved as a creator of power to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture, here we be. Braylon Lee, bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth. We're free, trust and believe. It's entertainment, news done away with. Braylon Lee, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul, where the heartbeats find the pulse of the people redefining time. Just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to that, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not been seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes a somebody to be an artist.
And that part right there, yes, indeed. Let's get to that daily motivator and then head on out here. Nature knows no pause in progress and development and attaches her curse on all in action. Joanne Wolfgang von Goethe. So yes, indeed there. All right, y'all, let me come on camera for this one because it looks like it's going to be a good one. Here we go, everybody. It's time for Daily Motivator for Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. Work the opportunity. Opportunity rather can be offered, but its benefits cannot be passively conferred. Those benefits are available to only people who step up and act upon the opportunity. Success often depends on being in the right place at the right time, yet favorable circumstances, as necessary as they may be, are not sufficient. Access to opportunities just to begin. The real value arises as you work the opportunity. The realization of any opportunity's potential value is not a foregone conclusion. To have good things come from your opportunities, good sustained effort must come from you. The best opportunities usually present themselves as difficult challenges, not as distinct advantages. Recognize the opportunity in each challenge, work through that challenge, and transform potential into actual value. The benefit of any community depends on what you do with it. See the possibilities, work the opportunity, and bring new goodness to life. Ralph Paulson. You know, I had a thing with my coworker today. You know, I've been at my job for a long time, and I was pulling out a palette in a certain way. He was like, "You need to do this, that, and the third." I'm like, "Bro, I've been here 7 years. I got this." He was like, "I don't want to get into it with you." I'm like, "No, you don't want to get into it with me because you know who I am." First thing about work the opportunity. Recognize that you are in control of how you move with that opportunity. So I could have used that opportunity to really handle him disrespectfully, or I could use that opportunity to move in a different fashion. I use it to move in a different fashion. Right? Oh my God, I'm frozen. Hang on. Recognize you always have options, right? That's the first thing I would say when it comes to that. Oh, come on now. Seriously, this is what we're doing? Come on now. Okay, there we go. The second thing, access to the opportunity is just the beginning. If you feel like just having the start is everything, you're not ready to do the work. That's the second thing I'll tell you. Then finally, the third thing I will tell you is this. See the possibilities, work the opportunity, and bring new goodness to life. Anything that is old is usually bad. Anything that's new, usually goodness comes from it. You cannot put new wine. You can't put old. Well, they always say you can't put new wine in old wine skins. That's because that wine went through a particular process to get a certain way. With that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say more important, special, because you are always one of us. And trust, you may not be where you want to be. By the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you were chosen to do. Why it's one thing to call yourself. It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I spend time with you. You spend time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, rise great together. And always remember what you're doing. Radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. Or child, listen. you're just recognizing that maybe if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, maybe I won't have to worry about anybody dropping off my team like Malago Grams has to worry about. Make sure the replay is not just for if you watch it, not just for if you listen to it, but if you want to spirit it again. I love you, I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, God, give it, receive love, God, give it, receive love, God, give it. Wherever obstacles you overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you, proud of you, damn. So finally, y'all listen. Change is inevitable, but here's the blessing of change. There's always a blessing if you move accordingly. Okay. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the blessings that are on the way for you, me, always. As a society, as people, as culture, I feel the love that's in the right back to you. This is your final tour for this evening. Good night to you. For the rest of you, I'll see you back here at 8:30. Talk about the Oscars moving to YouTube in 2029. Huge news in the world of media, culture, and entertainment. We'll talk about it tonight. Love you. Bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because
Child Relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn